Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the famous quotes of Bill Gates and Bill Gates. This is one of the most popular names on the planet. He has been one of the richest peoples in the world for many years. He is a great man, a great personality. Bill Gates is around 65 years old and he's the founder of Microsoft Corporation. And Bill Gates is one of the most popular names on the planet. We all know who he is, but in just one line, I will tell you who he is actually. Bill Gates is an American business magnate, investor, author, software developer, and philanthropist. He is much more than we know. We can learn a lot from his life. I've selected some famous quotes by him to tell you today. In just one video, I will tell you so many quotes that you will learn a lot about life and business from him. So, let's begin. The first quote says, "Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself." Do you understand the meaning? The meaning is we don't need to compare ourselves with anyone in the world. If we do so, we are insulting ourselves. That's how life is. We all are unique. We all are special. So we don't need to compare ourselves with anyone in the world. We just need to do our best and everything will be fine. Second quote says, "If you are born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake." Do you understand this? This quote means that if you are born poor, it's not your mistake. You are not responsible for it. But if you die poor, it's definitely your mistake. You can easily understand what I am trying to say, what Bill Gates is trying to say. Quote number 3 says, "Life is not fair. Get used to it." Nothing is life. Nothing in life is ever fair to everyone. Everyone thinks that life is not good. But the thing is, life is not fair at all. So we need to adjust with how our life has been going, and we need to make the best of the life that we already have. Quote number 1, 2, 3, 4. Quote number 4 says, "It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure." This quote means that it's okay that we celebrate our success, but it's also important that we learn from our failures. If we learn from our failures, we can improve ourselves and we can be more successful. Quote number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 says, Quote number 5 says, "As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others." We need to help others in empowering themselves. That's how we can become a true leader. Now, I won't be saying the numbers of the quotes, I will be just saying the quotes. So listen to me carefully. The next quote says, "I believe that if you show people the problems and you show them the solutions, they will be moved to act." Means in problems and solutions are more important. So focus on finding solutions of all the problems that you might encounter in life and you will be happy. Next quote says, "Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose." So, if you have been always successful in life, you might think that you cannot fail, but everyone fails at some point in their life. So, we need to be ready for failure, we need to be ready for success, we need to be ready for whatever is about to happen. Next quote says, "If you think your teacher is tough, wait till you get a boss. He doesn't have tenure." That means that in school the kids think that their teacher is very strict, but it's not like that. In real life, our boss is far strict than the teachers in the school in which we completed our schooling. So the thing is, life gets tougher with time. So we need to learn how to cope with all the problems easily. And the next quote says, if you can't make it good, at least make it look good. So you can understand this easily. If there's something that is not actually good, at least you can make it look good. Okay. The next quote says, if you go back to 1800, 1800 means at least 200 years from now, means 200 years ago. So I will read it again. If you go back to 1800s, everybody was poor. I mean everybody. The Industrial Revolution kicked in and a lot of countries benefited, but by no means everyone. So the thing is, every time something happens, but some people's benefit, some people's lose. So not everyone benefits all the time. The next quote says, people always fear change. People feared electricity when it was invented. People feared coal. They feared gas powered engines. There will always be ignorance, and ignorance leads to fear. But with time, people will come to accept their silicon masters. This means that any new thing is not welcomed in the beginning, but as the people realize its uses, people start becoming habitual with it. The next quote says, the advance of technology is based on making it fit and so that you don't really even notice it. So it's part of everyday life. I'll read it again. The advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't even notice it. So it's part of everyday life. This quote means that technology is getting simpler day by day. The more advanced the technology, the more simple it needs to be. It needs to be so simple that you won't even notice. The last quote says, if you can't make it good, at least make it look good. The internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. And again, I will be reading a few quotes from the beginning. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. If you are born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's definitely your mistake. Life is not fair. Get used to it. That's all. This was my video on the famous quotes of Bill Gates. I hope you learned a lot from this video. And there are so many quotes that I can't memorize everything so that I can tell you in exact words of Bill Gates. So I took the help of notes. So I made notes about the famous quotes and then I am telling you so that you can benefit from the famous quotes of Bill Gates. And now it's time to leave. So I'll be going. And it's late night, so I am going to sleep. You also get some good sleep. And the thing is, we can learn a lot from the great personalities in the world. We can learn a lot from the great peoples that have changed the world. So we should read their quotes, what they have said, what they have experienced in their life, how they can teach us, how we can improve our life. We need to focus on that. It will help us a lot in improving our lives. That's all. Thank you. End of the message.